Tell me about your job.
I'm a middle school math teacher, and it is my mission to make everyone that comes through my classroom love math. I do it in ways of giving them rewards, of poverty and milkshakes. I'm even known as the party teacher at school. The minute I go party for a fall party, we went to party, they just love it.
Math?
Yes.
It's the worst subject.
Which is why I'm here for that.
Yeah, still, remember from that, this please excuse my internet stop.
Yes.
That is the order of operations. And yeah, right, so it's.
Well, I can't, well,
Small
I'm trying to listen to this meeting and I can't get any sound on here. Audio, now it should be.
Ready to stop. Okay. Welcome to the Youngstown Township Board of Supervisors regular on Monday, August 3rd, 2026. So this meeting is being recorded on Zoom and streamed on YouTube with a slight delay. The township will accept public comment remotely via Zoom only. Remote participants are asked to remain muted except for when making a public comment. During opportunities for public comment, the chair will first invite public comment from in-person attendees, and then will ask for public comment from the remote participants. If you would like to make a comment remotely, use the raise hand icon in Zoom and turn your camera on. We ask that you prioritize Westtown residents and save non-resident comments for the end if time permits. Please keep comments to 3 minutes or less, and please keep to 1 comment per time. When the chair calls on you, please unmute yourself and clearly state your name and address for the meeting minutes. Is anyone recording this meeting? Thank you. Okay, so let's call the meeting to order and we'll do the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic to stand, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Prior to tonight's regular meeting, the board met in executive session to discuss legal and personnel matters. The board also held a workshop prior to tonight's meeting to hear an overview and update on the National Pollutant Discharge and Elimination System, NPDES, Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, the MS4 program, and to accept public comment. So moving on to the approval of meeting minutes from July 20th, 2026.
I move to approve.
Microphone, I'm sorry. You'll get used to it.
I move to approve the meeting minutes from July 20th, 2026.
Second.
Any comments from the board? Comments from the audience? Any comments from the, oh, we have a hand up.
If somebody has a hand up, escrow. Do you have a question?
Yes, I'm sorry for a minute there. I could not hear you. Now I can.
Okay. Thank you.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to departmental reports, Public Works, Mark Gross.
Hi, good evening. The month of July, we were pretty busy. We concentrate, our parks have seen really heavy use this summer, which is really good. We do spend quite a bit of time tidying up and keeping things looking the parks, but with the rain and some of the heavier storms that we experienced, we had a lot of down trees. A lot were after hours, weekends and whatnot, blocking roads. But our guys, we were able to clear just about everything. We did have a few trees that we had to bring a contractor in for over on Oak Track driveway. but that was taken care of. We're fact cutting on the roadsides again with our boom mower, for sight distance. We've also been clearing around fire hydrants and guide rails. They tend to get grown up this time of year also. On the buildings, we've had issues with the air conditioning. This building, mainly for the office side, there's two of them. One is the office side. And we had a maintenance contractor out that deep cleaning of that system. There's two parts that need to be replaced on it, and that will be done within the next 2 weeks. But so far, everything's working fine. We're looking that old 22-year-old air conditioner along. We've met with PennDOT down at the 926 and 202 construction site. That's where they were adding a lane. We had two different punch list meetings down there. One with the intersection contractor that was doing the signal work. Some issues with timing and whatnot. That's being worked out. We really don't have much to do with it, just trying to facilitate it and keep it moving. And we've also had a punch list with PennDOT for the construction aspect itself along the Darlington Inn property in Creeville. We submitted a punch list to them. Waiting for their cleanup of that project, but it seems to be working well. I think things will be out next month. We've also been mowing our open space fields. They've been growing like crazy. On the wastewater side of things, we're still a little stagnant on the Pleasant Grove pump station. The PICO has given us a date to energize the power for that, because that gets a new electrical service, and that date is now August 22nd. So the construction is pretty much done, but we need final electric to put everything into motion. We also had a air valve that had to be replaced by a contractor at our wastewater plant. Then coming up, we've got some more tree work in some of the open spaces and all through Oakhorn Park. I've got a contractor coming out pricing tomorrow on that. And we're waiting to start both our road projects. Cedarville Engineering is a little on the slow side of communication and whatnot. We're really trying to get these projects moving, but we've done our due diligence and still waiting for them to move the project along as they are construction consultants and engineer. We're also getting the final paperwork in for the Oakhorn Mansion parking lot repaving project. There's no issues with that at this point. That's all I have. Need questions. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, planning commission.
Good evening. I'm Brian Al, standing in for Russ Adams. So, yeah, on our last week on July 22nd, we covered two main topics, some old business. We revisited the parking permission for single family dwellings and we discussed that more thoroughly. We talked about, impervious surfaces and what that entails, site businesses. Mr. Federico gave us a vehicle guide for classifications, because we talked about what kind of classifications could be parked in the residential driveway, and so we discussed that a little bit as well. When not parking in the front yard, or parking and things like that. Stuff that was being discussed and brought to you at the board from some of the homeowners. Some of the committee wanted to kind of, with our new ordinance as we start, we're looking at trying to get that together. Wanted to keep it somewhat a little bit looser, but a little bit more aligned with what we have. Others wanted a little less restrictions, but because we did not have a full membership, we had 4 out of our 7. We wanted to wait until we had other members to come in before we try to wrap things up and take a vote and that kind of thing. So we're still going to be discussing those parking regulations and ordinance. And then the other one that we did touch on a little bit was conservation design. And we're looking, Ms. Carter gave us some paperwork to look at, and so she discussed about Chester County's Planning Commission's model ordinance and East Vincent Township's ordinance that they put together, and having, and we're going to be looking at those and looking at some of the other, let's see here. Just looking at some other sample ordinances, as a commission and preparing to have a greater discussion, on that. We kind of wait, you know, we did a lot of time on parking, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to discuss that, so we're also gonna be bringing that up at another meeting as well. So that's what I have.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe Douglas for the EAC.
Good evening. EAC met on July 28th last, and under old business, we discussed the meeting that was hosted by We Preserve PA. And the meeting was on road salt pollution and strategies to reduce its impact. Plan to give an overview of the meeting information at a future workshop, which provided. We also did a recap on the tree care workshop that was held by Schreiber Tree Care. That was the second one they've done this year. It was on beech leaf disease. That was well done by that team. We confirmed our plan for the Route 926 roadside cleanup effort. And everything's in place for that, so that will take place on 926. Continued plan for West Town Day. Going to be pretty much the same as last year as far as our group is concerned. And under new business, we discussed the Malvern Borough Community Composting Trial that they are running right now. So we're hoping to get some good information from them on that topic by the end of the year. We also discussed Birdtown PA offer for grants that hopefully we can land a grant to do the pollinator garden that was earlier in the year. And let's see, the other thing that's worth mentioning is the budget. We're working on we put a preliminary budget together for 2027. And our speaker is lined up for the watershed friendly certification on 9/27. That's it to go. Any questions?
Questions? Thank you.
Sure. Okay, township solicitor, Theodore Speed.
Evening, I'm saying, my name is Theodore Speed, I'm saying for Pat McKenna, no. Easy.
Okay, township manager, Mueller.
Just a couple of things that we've been working on, a couple of land development plan reviews that the township received. One is the Sabatino landscaping at 1036 and 1032 Wilmington Pike, Spotless Car Wash on Westchester Pike, and Stokes or Stonecroft final land development application that is currently under review. We're also working on various ordinances, including pipeline related provisions, planning commission functions, residential and overnight parking, conservation design. And I believe the planning commission will also be looking into data center ordinance of potential for one. We've had dealt with a couple of code enforcement issues related to bamboo and different issues at Jefferson Apartment Complex with mold and mildew. We've been receiving complaints for the past couple of weeks about different things that's going on there, and we've been in contact with the management team. So we've been pretty busy.
Thanks, Mueller.
Sure.
Okay, public comment, non-agenda items.
Good evening. New Chairman, which makes you with load. On a little lot of reasons I wasn't. And the last meeting happened, so I just want to let everybody know my feelings about the state commission. I sent an email to you all today expressing my dissatisfaction regarding the dismissal of the entire position. I have to say, you vote to address why they were dismissed. on why I received the historical committee report on the agenda tonight. And I'm just wondering who's going to be handling the historical commission going forward. So tonight I'm here to say, well, I do understand they all your advisory members operate, at the pleasure of your, for yourself and for us, but, I'm concerned that there's no transparency. Surrounding the decision of the company. To dismiss this entire commission and dedicate the community volunteers without offering the public a clear explanation creates a dangerous precedent. Characterizations of gross incompetence or negligence without providing supporting facts or documentation to back up those claims is damaging to the relationship between your board, this board, and our community. Claiming you cannot discuss personnel matters is not relevant because these folks were volunteers, so not fully employees of the population. Hot state with the hairs, I feel like have a right to know what led to this decision. Now you can be fired about it. So I'm asking for you to say on public record what specific actions or failures by the commission constituted gross incompetence or negligence. We're also going to know moving forward how the application process is going to go, and I would like this to be transparent. Do you address public comments, or you just don't say anything? So I have work there, I don't know. Would you answer my questions, or do you just listen to this and talk to me later?
Right, this is comment period, it's not question period. But we received your email and we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
I think there was somebody else. You're next.
Hello, I am a resident of the Jefferson Sound, on Elevate, what Milo was saying. This is at 1316 Skywest Boulevard. I am a friend of the resident, I'm also a certified thermographer, which means I went over to the house today and was concerned about the water that is being seen in the on the ceilings and mold, as well as externally. There are a lot of symptoms of rot. Possibly termites could be something to do with. My main thing is about code enforcement right now. So if we could get a code enforcement officer, possibly to look at this space. There has been several attempts, and there was a complaint, or is it a complaint we call it?
There's a couple.
It's a concern that that was submitted earlier today through your system on your website. And I wanted to come here to make sure that I was able to advocate, seeing I had this camera that I actually did inspect and saw, which I can share with you at any time. I'll give you the email. I can show you the damage, and so I just want to make sure that the residents' concerns are being heard, as well as for the rest of the community that lives there, that is being heard, because it is kind of a health and safety issue. And I know that there are codes that do not allow these kind of conditions to be. We're all trying to live, and I think that due diligence was done, and I just want to make sure that the township municipalities made aware of that, and whatever you guys can do with your code enforcement officer, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so we've been in contact with the Chester County Health Department as well, because when it comes to mold and mildew, some of those items fall to them. Westtown has adopted property maintenance code, so that's the provisions that we follow. We visited some units. I don't think we visited your unit yet, but we visited other units. The challenge is to find the source. Once we know what the source of the leak is, then we know whether there was a building code violation or property maintenance violation. But we are working through the concerns because we've received quite a few. So
If you guys need any help being a certified thermographer, I was really interested in using this camera because I can literally see it.
yeah, so if you have documentation, pictures, videos, send it to us. We will come out, take a look, talk to the management company, because some of it can be we need to determine whether it's a roof or a heater or something, or a fire, if it's a sprinkler system.
Yeah.
So we need to determine what it is so that we know exactly when we send out a notice, we need to cite what specifically the remediation should take
Exactly.
place. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
we need to
I'm-
know what it is.
I'm
Yeah.
an investigator too, so that's why I'm like, I offer, like, I'm for free, like, I come out.
Okay.
And now if you guys want to see and what you're expecting, yeah, I
Yeah.
have no problem doing that. I'll also send you that, I'll send you my certification.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You feel free to send
I'm
us
just-
documentation. Yeah. That would be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely, gotcha, yes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Okay, any other comments?
Hey, everybody, my name is Carrie Losky. I'm just a town resident in Belgrade Township, 227 Sage Lane. I'm here to give you a small update on the short set trail project. I think it was your May meeting asking for support for this project. A TCEI application was filed by Will Williams, who's the Director of Sustainability in Westchester Borough. And unfortunately, that grant application was not funded. We had requested $150,000 for a feasibility study. As I think you might have known by now, this trail plan has gained a lot of support and was extended from the borough area all the way to Wallace Station and Milton Township. So I just wanted to let you know that we got a lot of great feedback on our application. There were 3 times more applications requesting money than they could fund. So it's simply a matter of, not enough money to go around. I don't really look at it as striking out. I look at it more as like somebody coming up to the big leagues and hitting their first time up at bat for the Yankees or whatever, and getting back to the morning track and the ball got caught and you're just short. And a lot of people are saying, good job, keep going. Because that's really the feedback we got. Secondly, because I know I don't have a lot of time, is we are looking to apply for a local share account grant application. That's money from the community and I guess it's scholarship revenues that are accumulated by the state every year. Those projects get funded up to $1 million and there are no matches for those grants, which is because as you know, this is a multi-municipal project. It would be very hard to say there's a matching grant involved. You know, how are we going to really decide which month it pays what? So kind of will have to know grant applications. I think the window for that application is September 1st to November 30th. Again, Mr. Williams will at that. Third and finally, for those of you that have never been on the historic train, and I'm a new resident, actually have never gone, we have an opportunity by partnering with the Westchester Railroad to offer discounted tickets to anybody in the community. $10 for adults, $5 for children, under 6 free, $25 cap for family, which is very discounted compared to the normal rates. That'll be August 30th at noon. Get on the train there, somebody from Turkside Trail Committee will go over the Turkside project and discuss the, what we see as the vision for this new way. Also, challenges regarding slope or whatever other things that we are thinking about. And of course, for those who just like train rides, it's a chance to ride the train if you haven't done it. So those are the 3 things. If there's any questions? No? Okay. And I will continue to keep you updated on what we're doing here with the applications. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I have a comment.
Oh.
So I stand for David Print, 905 Conley, 34-year resident of West End. In fact, Marshall Jones used to ride his buggy and horses through Conley Farms. So we learned a lot about the Marshalls, and the Historical Commission provided a lot of information for the residents of West End, even people like ourselves. I would point out from what they did, volunteered from the West Town Gazette fall from the Historical Commission, and it says in 2026, Westtown Township, one of the oldest townships in the United States, is planning to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Westtown will be cooperating with Chester County's PA 250 project, which coordinates celebrations throughout the county. The Historical Commission has been hosting monthly planning meetings, volunteering, attended by representatives from the township residents, local businesses, schools, churches. Attendees proposed many ideas and are now working to hone in on dates. The Historical Commission is working on a new version of the Westtown History Book, fully updated with stories, photos, anecdotes. The older version titled From Farmland to Suburbia is called that. The 2026 edition will contain additional interesting stories from Westtown history, and have updates like the Craybilly acquisition. And then we have the Huey Homestead marker dedication, which was in a marker that was installed, and the family was invited to attend this marker. Members of the Historical Commission spoke at the meeting. And then you have the Militia Monument Dedication Ceremony on May 20th, which I actually attended that. And that was also, the project was organized by the Historical Commission. So I happened to be here at a meeting when one of the members of the Historical Commission came here and addressed a preservation ordinance and basically was dismissed by Supervisor Foster, saying, "We are so into Craybilly, we in the outskirts, we don't even see this horizon." You're gonna,
It's like 3 minutes.
yeah, I think I'm at right about 3 minutes. So, and he was just summarily dismissed. So this is the most historical, one of the most historical, Westtown in the country. And we can't come up with time to come up with a preservation ordinance. I mean, there's a real mismatch there, but yet we have time to dismiss that. So what a better way to celebrate the 250th birthday than to dismiss the Historical Commission that spends years and years and years and dedicates their time and just fires them. It's totally absurd. And yeah, I'm not really, not happy about it.
Thank you for your comment.
You bet.
Any other comments? Any comments from the online audience?
Mr. Simkovich,
Mr. Simkovich?
we cannot hear you.
You're still on mute.
You have to unmute.
Can you hear
There you
me?
go. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, first and foremost, we're having trouble hearing most people except for you, Mila. So I know we had trouble at the last session. You guys might want to check out the system because we have
Yeah, we
I have mine
did.
jacked up to 100 and I can barely hear.
Yeah.
Just a follow-up from the last meeting. I wanted to thank Chairperson Naraki and the board for acting on my request to post the April 20th Board of Supervisors statement from Mr. Yost on the Craybilly portion of the website. I appreciate that you had listened to me and that it's posted on the website, and I think it's a important document that dovetails right into the rest of the information that's posted on the website. So much appreciated, and thank you much.
Any other comments from the online audience? Okay, moving on to old business. Moving on to new business. So we are considering a resolution authorizing participation in the Regional Fire and Emergency Management Services, the EMS study. The township is considering participation in a Regional Fire EMS Strategic Plan study with several other municipalities that comprise the Westchester Area Council of Government. WCA COGS. Westchester University and our local emergency services provides. So the purpose of the study is to evaluate the long-term sustainability of our emergency services and develop a plan for the future. Fire and EMS organizations across Pennsylvania are facing significant challenges, including declining volunteerism, increasing reliance on paid staffing, rising personnel and equipment costs, and growing demand for services. These challenges require municipalities to proactively evaluate funding, service delivery models, and long-term needs. A third-party consultant would review current operations, finances, staffing, and future projections, identify opportunities for improved coordination and efficiency, and provide recommendations to ensure reliable emergency services while responsibly managing taxpayer resources. Question. The study will provide municipalities and emergency service providers with the information needed to make informed decisions regarding future funding and service models. Participation will allow the township to work collaboratively with neighboring communities and emergency service providers to plan for the next 5 to 10 years.
I move to adopt the resolution 2026-10, endorsing participation in the Regional Fire and EMS Strategic Planning Study and authorizing an expenditure of funds in the amount of not to exceed $20,000 toward the township share of costs associated with the study.
Second.
Any comments from the board? Any comments from the in-house audience? Any comments from the online audience? Yes.
Yeah, I just had a question. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
So this
Can you
is,
state your name?
I'm sorry, Ed Scroce, 1146 Fielding Drive. Is the approval contingent on it's the Westchester Council of Governments organization, correct?
Correct.
So are you looking for 100% participation of those members, or even if a few do not, you'd still participate?
So right now, we know that East Goshen, West Goshen already committed, Westchester University as well. And we know that Thornbury Township, Chester County decided not to participate.
Okay, and I believe nothing has been said about Westchester, the borough.
I'm not sure if they voted on it yet or made a
Right.
motion. I'm just
Yeah.
listing those who made a motion.
Okay, now that could obviously significant number of townships population don't join, and that impacts the study quite a lot. From a dollar,
And it's led, yeah, it's led by West Goshen Township, actually.
right, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Any other comments from the online audience? Okay. Yeah. So all in favor? Aye. All right, moving on to a resolution approving adoption of the Chester County 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan. The County Department of Emergency Services has requested that municipalities adopt the county 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan. Adoption of the plan is required by September 30th, 2026, and ensures West Town Township remains eligible for certain federal emergency management agency FEMA assistance and mitigation grant funding. A copy of the plan can be found on the online at https://www.pennsylvaniahmp.com/chester-county-hmp.
It's just easier to Google the plan.
It is easier to Google the plan.
Yes, should come up, yeah.
Okay, thank you. The plan provides a framework for reducing risks before disasters occur. For Westtown Township, the plan identifies 23 mitigation initiatives that focuses primarily on stormwater and flood mitigation, emergency preparedness, infrastructure resiliency, hazard response coordination, and incorporating risk reduction strategies into future planning and capital improvement decisions.
I move to adopt resolution 2026-11, approving adoption of the Chester County 2026 hazard mitigation plan. Second.
Any comments from the board? Any comments from the in-house audience? Any comments from the online audience? All in favor? Aye. And we're going to acknowledge receipt of the request for an addition to the agricultural security area ASA program and consider authorizing advertisement of public notice. So the properties that are currently enrolled in the township's agricultural security area program have automatically renewed for an additional 7-year period. During the review process, the township received requests from several property owners seeking inclusion in the ASA program. The properties requested to be added include 1501 East Street Road, 1119 South New Street, 1071 Stable Lane, and 1631 East Street Road. The township has received the required consent forms from the property owners requesting inclusion in the agricultural security area program. The next step in this process is for the Board of Supervisors to authorize advertisement of the required public notice, initiating the 15-day public review for the proposed additions.
I move to acknowledge the receipt of the request for addition to the agricultural security area ASA program for the property located at 1501 East Street Road, 1119 South New Street, 1071 Stable Lane, and 1631 East Street Road, and to authorize the advertisement of a public notice for a 15-day public review period. Second.
Any comments from the board? Any comments from the in-house audience? Any comments from the online audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, announcements. So the EAC, the Environmental Advisory Council, has a vacancy. Residents with an interest in environmental issues and sustainability are encouraged to apply. For more information, visit the EAC webpage or contact the township manager. The PNR summer concert is on Wednesday, August 12th at 6 p.m. and the McCourts are playing. Summer recreation programs, there's a lot of them, so check out the calendar on the township website for details on yoga, tennis, hikes, art in the park, bird walks, and there's a scavenging hunt. There's yard waste collection Friday, August 14th. The yard waste must be in biodegradable paper bags or containers that must be dumped, or that can be dumped, sorry. Plastic bags are not accepted. Branches under 3 inches in diameter must be cut approximately 3 foot in length, bundled and tied, and placed at the curb by 6 a.m. on collection day. No rocks, logs, stumps, dirt, or ashes will be taken. And there is a treasure hunt with Hiking Hound Adventures on Sunday, August 16th. And that will be for kids 12 and up. Okay, moving on to public comment, all topics. Okay, we don't have any comments in the room, but online, we still have a hand up. Oh, and Mr. Sinkevich is off.
Go ahead.
Do you want Ed Scruggs to go or Anthony?
No, I have it minuted.
Okay. Yeah, Ed Scruggs again, Fielding Drive. While on the Thornbury, Chester County website on an unrelated topic, I was looking at minutes from a Board of Supervisors meeting, and I saw a note about discussion with Westtown, East Goshen Police. Can you add any, quote, color, put my journalist hat on, if there are any other discussions Thornbury Township's having about rejoining our regional police?
Is it meeting minutes from this year?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, I'm not aware of any discussions regarding the police with Stonebury Township.
Okay, one of the unique things with Thornbury is really no detail to their minutes. So commend Westtown Township for the openness, because it has nothing. You would never know what is happening in that township. But that was a line item, so I don't know if there's any discussions going on.
Interesting. And nobody contacted me about any police discussions, so I'm not
Okay,
sure.
thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Simkovich?
Yes, Anthony Simkovich, 821 Kimberly Lane again here in Westchester. Just a follow-up question on a new business item, section C, the advertisement for the agricultural security area, public notice. 1119 South New Street's on the Crebley property. Can you folks put some more words around what that's about?
What the program is all about?
Or what plot of land on Crebley is going to be
Oh, which land? I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is a house, the main house that was owned by David Robinson. It was recently sold. So it has a new owner. It's right on the corner of South New Street and West Pleasant Grove Road.
Correct. And they want to do farming there. Is that what they're requesting?
Where no, so anyone who meets the criteria for inclusion for ASA program can submit a request to the township to be included. There is a criteria that ASA committee here at the township reviews on periodic basis and reviews the request and then make recommendations to the Board of Supervisors whether to include those properties or not. I believe originally it was not a part of ASA program, and the new property owner expressed interest in participating. But it has to do with agriculturally suitable lands and use of the land for agricultural purposes.
Got it. Thank you much.
Sure.
Any other comments? Okay, moving on to the payment of the bills.
I move to approve the payment of general fund bills in the amount of $380,642.46. Open space funds of $2,025. Enterprise fund bills, $76,787.77. The PGPS PLGIT capital project funds bills of $25,418.60. Lastly, the capital project funds of $77,172.90. The grand total being $562.46.73. Second.
Any comments from the board? Any comments from the in-house audience? Any comments from the online audience? All in favor? Aye.
To adjourn.
I will second that.
Second.
Have a good night, everybody.